Welcome to the sunset. Welcome.
Yes. This is Eddie G.
This is AJ.
DJ SELOE.
And we're back.
Yes. This is Bam LA. This is the mighty episode 20. Let's give a round of applause for episode 20, man.
What is that, 20 for
20
20?
for 20 is the last episode for 2020.
Not only that, we have two special guests. One is behind the scenes. He doesn't like to be, on the spotlight, but he's here. And we have here our man.
We have ANTHM today, right?
Yes.
What's good, ANTHM?
What's good, guys? Good day. It's a good day to be alive.
And it's been a minute. We've been trying to link up for a minute, to have you here. And we finally got you here.
I appreciate it.
And through 2Cs, right? You were able to...
Through 2Cs. I had seen a post that he put up. You guys I watched you guys' podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up. Yeah.
And that's the beauty about what we trying to do, obviously, is like to link up with other MCs, in not just hip hop, but in all aspects of what we say, hip hop, the hip hop community, the hip hop world,
The culture.
Yeah, exactly. So we are a couple of days away from
Christmas
is
just
right
right around the corner.
My little
I see
shirt.
I see ANTHM brought us some gifts.
I know.
Gifts
we
there?
get gifts already.
Yeah. Well, I heard you guys like to drink, so like.
How'd you guys know?
So I was looking for the beer I drink now, but
Thanks.
I couldn't find it. And then I seen these on the shelf, and it's kind of funny because when I was writing the album, this is what I was drinking.
Oh, shit.
It's like seems like fate, cosmic destiny, or something like that.
Yeah. Easy little thing, IPA.
Easy little thing.
This is what caused an album.
Yeah,
A little bit.
it was. It helped me get through the process.
There you go.
Yeah, it was my go-to for a while.
Salud.
Salud.
Thank you for
ANTHM in the house.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah, so tell us a little about yourself, dude.
Well, my name's ANTHM. I've been an MC for quite a while. I've gone through different phases. Here you go, bro. I don't know. I'm a poet. I've always been an artist as long as I can remember. And even before I was a rapper, my name was ANTHM. Okay. And so I've always been an artist, a writer, poet. That's kind of what it is. Mm-hmm. And I ended up in hip hop a different way because most people, when they become MCs or become DJs or something like that, they've wanted it their whole life.
These are good, by the way.
They are. It's a delicious beer. It's a delicious beer.
I'm sorry. Your producer's on punishment. He didn't get one. Or what was these? These were the only ones on the shelf.
No.
Really
there was more. I'll be honest with.
He's got one of the mighty Familiar Corona, so he's good.
Okay.
I gotta apologize to him. I forgot. I was just thinking about different things.
Oh, okay.
I forgot that he's gonna be here. I didn't pick him up. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like he was in the car and I just ignored him or anything like that. But I just slipped my mind. I was thinking about a lot of things. So.
It's all good. Well, we're glad you're here too. And he's behind the scenes, so you can check out his information to see what he's recording.
And he's dope. He's a dope MC too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
He's a great engineer, but he's a dope MC. Dope.
Okay. Where can we find him?
I'm Henny West.
I'm Eddie West.
No, I am Henny West.
I'm heading west.
Henny West, like Henny, anything is possible.
Henny. Oh,
I am
okay.
Henny West. Yeah,
I'm Henny West.
My arm, see my mama get hooked on the glass.
I just always been an artist. Oh, so I didn't actually start rapping until I was probably 27, 26. Yeah, and it was only because I was going through some hard times at that time. It seems like whenever I go through hard times, I go deep into music, and that was one of those instances. So I had my cousin and his friends. They were seniors in high school, coming out of high school, so they're partying. They would make me freestyle for them because I would freestyle. That's what I would do. And then they're like, "Hey, turn your poetry into songs." And I was like, "You fools are crazy." But I just started recording, and then I met a producer AI, and then I met EQ from LA, and I just kind of rolled into it. I kind of fell into it.
Now, let our viewers know where you from. Where you?
I grew up in Whittier, Montebello, so Whittier is what I always say. 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah, 5'6".
And same thing. We asked 2Cs. Are the women prettier out there?
In Whittier? I mean, they're cool. Yeah, they're right. I try to not.
I think that came from the radio because Power 106 with Big Boy. Well, when he was with Power, he was always say that. Oh,
Whittier, where the girls are
where the
prettier.
girls are prettier.
So we would hear that a lot. We're like,
Yeah,
is that
so
true or not? You know, like,
Well, we used to go out there.
They're pretty everywhere.
They're pretty. Yeah. Shout out to all the women out there.
Yeah.
You're all pretty.
You're all
all the pretty women out
So
there.
you've been in the game pretty, like what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, like a little bit, like about 15 years. About
Okay.
15 years. It's kind of deceiving because I've gone through like different patterns in life. So like I hit the bricks really hard for a long time. I got to the point where I was kind of traveling out of state, and then I kind of just derailed myself. And then like I went through periods where I wanted to make music, and then periods where I wrote like albums that never came out, and just different things. When you live through the life of music, like it goes with your life. And if you're not focused and you're not on top of it, it'll just follow whatever energy did.
Right.
That was kind of what happened to me. So like, I've been making music for 15 years, but I probably take like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years of that, like on and off.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
like you say, you have written. Have you written a lot of stuff that you still have in books? Like for instance, me, I have a book, and there's times when I look through it and I'll see some of my lyrics, and I'll be like, what the fuck was I talking about? You know, and, I don't know. Did you go through that?
Yeah, well, I have like an old phone that has like a bunch of, I write on my phone.
Right.
I have a bunch of verses on there, and I keep it in a drawer. And on my iPhone, I have like, I don't know, like something like 1,000 notes. Like, so I use a notepad a lot. Yeah, but not everything's a verse, you know. Not every verse is a song, so it's kind of like fragmented stuff. I do have like a lot of music with my old team, my own camp, my old producer. Because I used to be very producer exclusive, and that's the difference between this album and like the other albums, is that this album consists of like just all different producers, where before it was just like one producer.
Beats came from all different directions.
Yeah, and that's how this album needed to be made. But like prior to that, like I had one producer, and like it was really a partnership, but it was more of an ownership. So when things didn't go the right way, or like when I left, he just kept the music, which is cool because like that's his beat.
So do you own the rights to these beats?
Yeah, these
this
ones
one.
these ones I purchased. I was like, I'm not not interested in a partnership right now. I need to tell a specific story.
Okay.
It's so much easier now. 'Cause I remember back then, you know what I mean? Like, we were searching for cats, you know, but it wasn't that easy for these producers to drop their beats as it is now. Because now same thing when we do beats, you know, for our intros, you know, or our segments. AJ will just sit there. Oh, what do you want to hear? Which you like this one? You like this? And we're just sitting there, and I'm like, why the fuck wasn't this happening back in, you know, where we could be like, oh, I like that track. Let me fucking.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's like being able to go to the liquor store, to the market, and being like, I want to get what I want, not like.
Yeah.
Because before, when it's a partnership or when you're working with someone exclusively, like it's whatever we make up.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you should go and experiment other beats and other, you know, because everybody works different. Everybody has different sounds, has a different ear. And your album can sound different, you know, depending on what you want to write about. And I think it's better to go and see what you can find beat-wise to go with your song.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
expect you, if you're Latino, Chicano, or Mexican, you always got to go with that zap beat. Boom, 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 boom,
Or some mariachis or some Spanish guitars.
Hey, it goes hard though. It does go hard. Yeah.
I like that.
Freaking, what was that? Delinquent habits? No, Tres Delincuentes. Remember that? You ever hear
The
it?
horns.
You never heard Tres Delincuentes?
I don't know.
I haven't either.
I'm really bad at like
¿Qué
names
onda,
of songs.
muchacho? Ahí viene este ritmo.
Yeah,
Te mando, te tumbo. No, es tu rumbo. Oh, check them out.
No, but I got you now.
They're like
I
a
got
one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Delinquent Habits was the shit. I remember I went to Mexico. I'm from Guadalajara, and I played that song. And they heard the mariachi, and my peoples was like, ah. Oh. Then he started rapping. He was like, yes, lo que es. But then it caught on. Everyone's like, oh, shit. Yeah.
That's dope.
So you've been in the game a while. Have you opened for anybody?
Yeah, I've opened for all kinds of people. I did the LA circuit pretty hard for a few years. So, but like LA Underground, like Blue, Medusa, Charlie Tuna, Eli, like those kind of artists. Like, I'm trying to think of the biggest, like Inspector Deck, whoever comes around. Like they're the way it used to work. I don't know how it works now. The way it used to work, someone would fly a headliner out, and the headliner would probably do like 1 or 2 different shows. And people would sell tickets, and that was the shows, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I used to do things like that. I'm trying to think of anybody else, but a lot of people.
What was your favorite venue?
I think the Dragonfly.
The Dragonfly.
It used to be in Hollywood. It's not.
Yeah, we remember the Dragon.
We've
I
been
love the
there.
Dragonfly.
We've been there a few times.
Is it still open?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Damn, I'm too young to remember
That was
all
on
this.
Santa Monica. It was on Santa Monica Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite venue. But I've done everything around here, like the House of
Airliner?
Blues,
Did you do
the
the Airliner?
Airliner, all the bars and stuff like that. I used to get around. I think but the Dragonfly has to be. I like that venue outside with these Christmas lights. It's just I like the ambiance.
The bacon wrap hot dogs outside posted.
Or when I would perform there, I perform with this group called Rising Sun, Rising Suns Unlimited or something like that. I can't remember the complete name. Damn, I fucked up. But they would throw shows there, but it would be like an art show, and they'd be like they use all the 3 rooms and have different stages. So it was dope.
It was like an open mic art show, right?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Speaking of open mics, have you done open mics with your poetry? Like you mentioned, it's you have a lot of like notes and it's fragmented and it's different stages of your life.
Yeah.
Have you gone to open mics and expressed that poetry?
Yeah, I've done open mics. Actually, that's how I started. Before I was a rapper, I was a poet. Yeah, like I did that a little bit, not as much as like I did that a little bit, and then I just got into music, and then it was like, because I was a poet like when I was like 15 to like probably 18, and then from 18 to like 26 or so, like I just fucked off. Like
But that's how Pac started. Pac was a poet.
yeah.
He used to write a lot
What
of
got you into poetry?
I don't want to be too depressing, but when I was
That's fine, man.
when I was in 6th grade, my grandmother died.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
But my teacher at the time, she was like, here, like she gave me like composition book, and she says just like write whatever you feel.
the little zebra ones.
Yeah. So I kind of started writing there, and then like in high school, I developed more creative writing, and I wrote like more serious poetry and stuff like that. Started writing like plays, different things. Because I was a musician. I played jazz music, and I was a painter too. Yeah. And then like I was a poet.
The
You're
artist.
just an artist, bro.
Yeah, just did everything.
It's in you.
Creative outlet.
It's in you.
now, like same thing I asked 2Cs. Like, what do you think it's lacking? What do you think it's holding us back?
Do you think the music game is in the right place right now? That's my main question.
Okay, well, answer him, but then because mine is a more.
It depends on. Okay, it's gonna depend on how you look at it.
He's pretty much asking you what do you think about what the game is now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna depend on which part of the game are you talking about, or do you want to know about? Like,
Because there's subcategories to the game.
well, even the fact that it's like there's at the beginning when I really got into hip hop during like the soul what do they call it?
the R&B.
Yeah, but it was called something else. It was called like I don't know, something soul, like hip hop. Like, it was a soul hip hop, like the Roots and stuff like that. So the Roots, in one of their albums, they have a quote from Mo Better Blues, and it's like it's not treated as an art form. It's like it's a business. So from a business point of view, like hip hop is amazing. You talk about like people like Travis Scott making corporate deals with like McDonald's and Reeboks and all that stuff. From that standpoint, it's a moneymaker. And when you think about like some of its origins of hip hop, like this is how people wanted to like escape life essentially, but then it became like this is a way out of the hood. Right. This is the way to get ourselves stable, and this is the way to get money. From that standpoint, it's like it's great. It has so much money now. From like a cultural standpoint, it depends, because there are so many subcategories in hip hop, and there's some of us that are like the people who are like, I do this for the culture and the passion. Those are people I liken more to like the Most Defs, Talib Kweli's, the Commons, these people who have like real soulful intent when it comes to music.
I believe the new generation like revolves around like trap and things that they want to portray, but they can't because they don't do that themselves. They don't go out there and actually live that life.
I think a lot of it's emulation though. Like
it is. They emulate. They emulate what they see, but not actually have done.
Yeah, but that comes from a very real place. Like what you're talking about, like is like when I think of that, I think of like Chicago and like everything that goes on there, or like the guy who just got murdered, King Von, and stuff like that. They are very real about that's the new gangster music. That's the new true gangster music, because that's really going on. Like there's really a war in that community.
Yeah,
and
Chicago's really bad right now.
yeah. And the money only fuels it. The money only pushes it. It's like a new era of gangster.
Yeah, because any hip hop video you see now, it's guys tatted up and holding up stacks of money and burning rubber.
We gotta look cool. We gotta look cool.
Right?
That's what's cool right now.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's
And sipping on lean.
yeah. And you really don't hear these guys like busting some sick lyrics, because everything is more like they're just jingles, or mumble.
Nursery rhymes, yeah.
but it depends. Then it also depends on who you look at, because like J. Cole in that camp, or like that type of hip hop. That hip hop thrives as well.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, J. Cole, like, he puts thought into it.
yeah, absolutely,
And it makes, like, it means something.
it does. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your music, right? It's more poetic. It means something. Where these mumble rappers or just whatever,
They don't do it for the culture. They just do it
it's
for.
just like anybody could do it if you really wanted to, and they're like
we got. So I was on Instagram the other day, and I'd never heard of this rapper. His name is Peso, right? But there, I think Sad Boy Loco
Have
did
you heard
a.
him?
No, so Sad Boy. I think DJ Vlad interviewed Sad Boy Loco, and I think that's where I got
Sad Boy Loco.
Sad Boy Loco.
Oh, okay.
Right, and
He's from up north. He's a norteño guy.
from San Bernardino. No.
Oh no, he's from
Santa Barbara.
I don't know, dude.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
You know him? Yeah.
Santa Barbara,
Yeah,
right?
so Sad Boy Loco, Santa Barbara. Shout out to Sad Boy Loco. We don't know him, but his music is more, I guess, gangster, right? From Santa Barbara, it's more
Chicano rap.
more Chicano rap, right? And then you got Peso. I looked him up too. He's more like a trap, but he says he's Chicano, but I wouldn't classify him as a Chicano rapper or as a essay. You know what I mean? Even though he is Mexican, he emulates a different culture.
But it's just hood culture, and hood culture's evolved like over the time. Like, so you like look at like just the different phases. Like you're looking at like NWA, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, and then you're looking at like Jay-Z, Biggie. You're looking at Nas, and then
That's the era I was part of. Jay-Z, Nas, all that. Yeah.
you're also looking at like Too Short, E40, and like then you're looking at Young Jeezy. You're looking at like T.I. Like, it all evolves, but it's all like the same. It's all that gangster music, but of that hood. Like, and that's all trap is. Trap is hood music, and like it comes from a certain place, and that has always been something that's both sellable and kind of relatable.
I mean, the new generation, they don't really gangbang. They just want to emulate that culture. And I mean, frankly, I don't respect that. Like, if you're gonna try to emulate something that you weren't a part of, you just seen as you were a child, but you never took place or had any activities of selling, be on the block, get jumping fools in, or
I think it's changed. I think there's still fools gangbanging. They're just not out there how they used to be. They're more undercover.
because game banging, like he said, has evolved within the culture. And now everybody's trying to trap it out. Everybody's trying to rap it out.
And I think they are emulating, but I think what they're emulating is with the desire to like. Because if you look at trap music now, it's like it is two things. It's a few things. Violence. It's always the same thing. Violence, women, and money. Right. That's always the formula for hood music. Right. And like I think what you're looking at now, what you're hearing now, like they talk about the ops and stuff like that, and everybody whatever. But it's because like with that comes the money. With that comes like the fame. With that becomes like the spark. That's what they really want. Like it's more about the ends as opposed to like the means to get there. Different variations of gangster music have been about different.
It's subcategories.
So you answered his question, and my question was more towards the Latinos in the game. You feel that there's,
But then again, what category of the Latinos? Because you got, I mean, like,
No, I'm talking about LA, dude. Because if you go to
You're
New York,
Latino, right? You're Latino.
Yeah.
if you go to New York, pretty much it's all reggaeton, or you know what I mean, like
it's trap. It's
yeah,
it's Dominican trap.
Out
It's,
here, I just don't see like.
I mean, they're out here.
MCs like getting together. You get me? Like I don't know how to.
It's real competitive here though. Like it's real clicky.
No, exactly what you just said, because let's say we're all MCs from different area codes.
Do we push each other?
Yeah, like oh, you 310, you 818, nah, you 714, nah, you
I'm gonna
562.
fuck with you.
Like,
But I think
nah.
the West, in that sense, is more hood, so they try to keep it within the hood. I mean, I was going through your Instagram and I seen you did an interlude, Pain with
Shady Boy.
Shady Boy.
Yeah.
I know Shady Boy.
I love Shady Boy.
Yeah, he's cool. I know like all his early stuff, and I don't personally know him, but I know him because of his music. And you know, your style and his style, it's two different styles. His is more like actual West Coast hood, and you're more like conscious and at whatever you're going through at the moment. You know, and I liked it. I like Pain. Pain was good because you guys were both going through some shit at that moment.
Do you feel that other MCs support each other? Like,
It depends. It just depends. Hip hop, especially local community hip hop or LA hip hop, they're very cliquey, and we know that no matter how dope you are here, very few of us make it out of here.
Right.
Like you can. One of the great things about having made music this long and being part of like the scene or the industry or whatever is like I've gotten to see people grow and change. I've seen how life develops, and like I've seen people like put everything into it and then like still get nothing out of it. Like, that's the reality of it.
right.
And I think that's very apparent to all of us. So it becomes like a survival of the fittest. It becomes like I gotta roll with who rolls with me, and we gotta push certain cliques together because like guaranteed not all of us are making it out of here, and I gotta be one of the four if there are even four coming out of here. And I think that's what happens a lot of the times because
I knew back then the MCs that we grew up with were put on the shelf. They would sign these contracts, like these not $1 million contracts, but like 50, 60 grand signed with us. They're, you know, you get a kid from the hood that, as you can see, it never happened to us. You get a kid from the hood and you got this label, you know, an A&R or, you know, hey man, we're interested in you. Sign right here. Give $80,000 right here. Boom. Of course he's gonna sign, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's gonna sign.
Never had $8.
Not knowing that you signed to a 10-year deal or 20-year deal or a deal where you can't do nothing if it's not with that label.
They control
Or
everything.
you got to put out 6 albums for them.
Exactly. We knew a few they're out there. We won't mention them. But
Or they don't do shit with you.
yeah,
Because they got so much money invested in somebody else. Even if you're better, they already got so much money invested. They're like,
but they don't want the competition to get up.
can't
So
lose
they'd
that.
rather just grab
they'll
you.
just
Yeah.
put you on the show.
And that's just the music industry in general. It's always been like
Yeah.
that.
That's what back then. Now, like, you know what I mean?
Well, now you can do your own.
Yeah.
You have to be able to push it. Yeah, there's a lot of things involved with it. You have to be able to push it. You have to do it good. You have to be able to stand out. You have to know how to network. You have to be able to push yourself. You also have to get financial banking. There's not. It's not. It's free, but it's not.
Right.
It's a funny game how things work, and it's like
So
people
you think,
don't realize how much of it
you think
comes
the,
with the price.
You think the banking is what keeps most rappers down?
I think
is that what holds them down?
I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. I think what keeps most rappers down is they just don't make good enough music.
Someone just sent an alert about banking.
It starts with the music, but like after that, like you have to have the work ethic. It's just there's so much
You have to put a lot in.
there's so much you have to do to get to a certain level that if you don't do one or two of those, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because if you're independent, you got to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
So now, and what's crazy about, I think what I just brought up regarding Latino MCs.
I just overdrew. That's what that was.
Now,
That's the worst part.
Hey, no,
let's
it's
say-
at 30. It's at 34.
Let's say you
yeah.
go to a bank, say, hey, I'm trying to get a loan. I want to build my studio, or I'm trying to. The bank will probably look at you like. Now, if you were a black MC, I think there would be more, right? You would say.
Well, it depends.
Like,
I worked in banking, so I know how that works. We would like it to be that way, but
I think it's just tougher for us.
not.
It's
it is.
tougher.
Well, I
for
mean,
us.
it's tougher for us in general. Like you're talking about Latinos in general. Like how many Latino movie stars?
Exactly.
How many
bro.
Latino
And
shows?
how many Latino backers do we have? I mean, as far as I seen Capone put on dudes from the Bay Area. I mean, you got Capone. He's trying to push, but then again, he's also a record label that you know, so then again, people don't want to do business with record labels. You got, I mean, everybody's trying to go solos. That is solo. A lot of people are making it, you know, making gains out of doing solo work.
There's artists that's falling out with him too. You know,
and when you think about it too, like, no disrespect to him, but like, what is he compared to a Jay Prince, or what is he compared to a Birdman? What is he compared to a Diddy? Nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just, if you're honest about our positioning in certain entertainment fields, like, you have to just realize that, like, that's just what it is. It's hard to break out. It's hard to be something. I don't know what name Latino rappers that are breakout stars. What, Pitbull?
Yeah,
but who else? Like, who else is like? Would you consider
on that level? I don't think so.
Echelon?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think anybody.
You'd have to get down to a few lower tiers.
Yeah.
And
You gotta drop down a whole lot of tiers to get.
You have to take it back to Lighter Shit Brown, Kid Frost,
Aquid.
They had a moment in time. That was a very solid moment for Latino sound, and then
that's what put us on the map. That's what put us on the map.
Yeah. Baby Bash.
Yeah, Aquid, Baby Bash. We got Mr. Shadow. Again,
Lil
Rob.
Well, B-Real's Latino, so you consider
he's another big
Cypress
star.
Hill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but what is he like? What is so Be Real is like what Talib Kweli and Mos Def level? Like, they're that about that, you know.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't know those fools are some of my favorite rappers, but if you're talking hip hop and you're talking about like comparables to the Jay-Z and stuff like that, people won't know who they are.
Yeah.
That's just how it works out.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So who else have you collabed? You collabed with Shady Boy. You've collabed with
a lot of local area people. I don't know, Destruct, EQ, Pause One.
And these are all Latino MCs?
Yeah, all Latinos.
What was your favorite track from all that?
I think I actually have this one track on one of my albums. No, actually, I'm gonna have to be with Shady Boy. Actually, I have a few songs with Shady Boy.
Oh, I just seen the one that Pain.
Pain.
Yeah.
We have another one called Recollections. And like, I really love that. I really love that verse. I remember what I was going through at that time in my life, and like, you said that Shady Boy and I are different, which is true. We come different personalities, different backgrounds. We represent different things in life.
Right.
But what connects us is, I could say that guy is like a friend of mine. I would know him more as a friend than as I would know him as Shady Boy, like as the rapper. And we had conversations, we had like connections and heart to hearts, and like, he's a poet himself. You may look at him like a Latino, Chicano, Pelon, whatever. He's a gangster rapper. But Shady Boy and I are different. We really are, but we have a very similar bonds. I don't want to speak too much about him, just because.
Where's he from?
He's from Flores, dude.
Yeah.
He's from El Monte. Shout out to Monte Flores.
Monte?
Yeah. And I just love that dude. He's a good dude. I like him. We blend well in the studio. Our commonality is our poetry. Like, he's a poet. I know what he's portrayed as. I know what he looks like. I know what he sounds like. I know how he comes across, and I know what he really is too. But that's our bond. Like, and he says he likes writing with me. I like writing with him. I like watching him work. He's a good dude, and he's a great artist.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
and that's why, I mean, we just come together that way. We have really good chemistry.
Now, is his poetry like hood, like more?
Well, he comes more from the heart, kind of like what ANTHM does, but his is more. Yeah, he is from a hood.
Shady Boy and I are both very honest artists,
right?
And we speak from the heart. Like, that's what it comes down to, and that's why we blend together. But he's from the hood.
Yeah,
he's a gangster.
You're the lover.
I am a lover.
He's a lover.
That I am.
Yeah. So talk to us about your latest album. Was it Sunset, right?
Sunset, yeah. So it's my latest album. It completes the trilogy as far as I've always seen my music. So the first album I put out was Dawn. Second album was In Broad Daylight. I put out another album called Heart.
It's come full circle.
Yeah, it's come full, and that's always been the picture. But this is very significant because it came at like a very significant point in my life. Or maybe before that, I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep making music. I had already found a direction I wanted to go in life, and life changes. Like, that's like the first song on the album is called Change. Okay. And I talk about that, like life changes, and everything that I thought was happening it all fell apart at one singular moment.
And I think everybody goes through it. I mean, and that's what I like about Anthem. It's he writes and he puts out what's in his heart at the time that he's going through, and everybody goes through all these different stages of life. And I mean, to put it into poetry, it's miraculous.
Yeah, you can put yourself there, like when you listen to your music, like you can put yourself there, like damn.
Yeah, and a lot of times I try to write music that is relatable, or I talk about people I know or situations I know, and like in this particular case, it was just I wrote this to stay, kind of like, it's gonna sound dramatic, but I wrote this to stay alive. I was just coming out of the hospital. I was just kind of through a really bad breakup. That was when I separated from LP. So I had lost my music. I had lost my health. I had lost my girl at the time. Like I had nothing.
So depression, right?
Yeah, bad depression too. Bad. Like I'm going to church at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Gonna ask for directions.
Yeah.
But you Catholic? You Catholic?
Yeah. Okay. Catholic. Yeah.
You're Hispanic though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You're Mexican?
yeah. I'm like 5th generation Californian. So,
Okay.
And East LA pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So like my great grandmother was from Chihuahua. My great grandfather was from North Dakota. He was Native.
Oh,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah.
I'm indigenous.
You're an indigenous.
Yeah.
Hey, these IPAs were fucking amazing.
Yeah. The hazies are good. I like
Yeah,
the
they are.
hazies.
They even have that hazy aftertaste.
If the viewers are like, man, the Eddie G, DJ SELOE, AJ are really, questioning Anthem, it's because of the drinks.
That's good though. We gotta put us in the right mind state. You know
I'm
what I'm
fucking
saying?
lit, bro. I'm lit, bro.
We can talk all night.
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, so don't get offended. I'm fucking lit.
I don't get offended easily.
Okay.
So, how many albums have you dropped?
So I've dropped 4 albums.
4 albums.
So it's The Dawn, In Broad Daylight, and then I wrote one called Harvey Electric Life, which is about a good friend of mine who he had cancer and he passed away really quickly. So I wrote an album about him. At that point in my career, I was kind of done making music. I had gone through so much emotionally, mentally.
Right.
And anyone wants to make music, like, you really got to think about it. And you got to think about why. And like, all my reasons and everything that I put into it just had worn me out. Then Harvey passed away. And Harvey lived life like to its fullest. Like, so he's one of those people that really, really love life. He's like partying all the time, going to school, working.
Did he know he had cancer during all this, or it was something that just happened?
It was suddenly. He felt sick, like say in March, and then he passed away in like June.
Wow. What kind of cancer was it?
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Oh.
Which is I'm not.
Yeah, neither am I.
But it's a pretty serious one.
Yeah,
It's
it
the
is.
skin, right?
No.
And I think it has to do with your lymph nodes, and I think it has to do with
your
your cardiovascular.
Oh.
So I made Harvey, and then I decided like I can't stop making music. He was one of the only. When I talk about the people who started me making music, my cousins and his friends, he was part of that group, and he was of that group that grew up over time. He was the one that stuck with me. Not even my cousin. Like, my cousin does, but he was the big force. So I was like, I can't stop. I didn't finish my trilogy. I didn't finish any of it. So I was like, I'll keep going. And
This is what Harvey wanted.
Yeah.
When did you drop your first album? What year?
2009, 2010, probably. I did a few years of writing, and like I said, I just became a rapper. And I became a rapper, and then like maybe like 4 months later, I was performing at Urban Underground, the airliner. And
So
I was already into the scene.
So you got beats from a few producers, I'm guessing.
Yeah, my first album was originally supposed to be with producer AI.
Okay.
But we had a falling out. He basically deleted all my shit.
Shit.
So I was like, "Fuck you."
Shit got serious.
Yeah. I linked up with EQ, and then EQ's like, I'll produce for you, and then I'll find a couple beats for you, and that's how my first album was made.
Okay.
And then my second album, I actually went back with producer AI and LP, and I became really started rapping them. So we made In Broad Daylight.
So on your first album, how did you go based on selling your material? Was it out the trunk? Was it through?
It was both. It was I put it out on like I think at the time it was CD Baby. I was on all the platforms, and then like I had hard copies, and I would sell them at shows. I probably pressed up like 300, something small.
Right.
But I got rid of them all, and I just sold it like at shows.
Now you weren't interested in trying to get picked up through a major label, or you were just like, nah, this is just me? And
at first I did it for survival, like to my mental stability, and then I joined LP, and we were supposed to build that into a company.
Right.
We were supposed to build that as a label, and I was devoted to that idea and that concept for probably a better part of a decade.
Were you trying to like hand out your music to?
I did a lot of shows, and then I would give away music.
Oh, okay.
When I would go on the road, I would give
Sell
something
it out of your trunk.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm a horrible salesperson. So like, I'm like, hey, you want to buy my CD for $5? Or like, nah, like I don't have $5. So I'm like, well, just take it.
Here, just take
Listen
it.
I remember I went on tour with my homie Double B, and I was in Washington, and we were at a show in his area, and like his homie was like, hey, I like your music. Like, let me get a CD. And I'm like, oh, I was like, you want it? You can have it. And my homie was like, nah.
It's $10.
It's just $10. It's just $10. And this fool was like, nah, I don't have no money. I was like, just take it. And he's like, nah. He's all, I know you slang. What you got on you? And he's all, well, I got these tabs of acid.
Oh,
he's like, give us a few tabs of acid. So, but I can't sell myself if like I just want you to listen. That's why I make music.
Exactly.
We're talking about that earlier, like, you know, but I make money I have a job. And I think that's why I've never needed to sell my music.
Right.
So I don't want to just listen to it. I want you to hear me. I want you to listen to me. I want you to connect with me.
You do it for the love. For
Yeah,
the
I do
love of
it.
music.
Yeah, I do it because like I'm already. I don't know if I didn't have the ability to make music, I don't know what the fuck I would be. I don't know where I would be. I don't know what I would be. You know, like this literally is who I am, and it at one point has saved my life. So how do you sell that?
He gets his focus. Music just
through the
gets his
music, dude.
focus,
That's how
you
you
know?
sell it. You sell it through the music. That's
Music
the only
saves
way to
lives,
sell it,
bro.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now?
Bro.
Would you be interested in a major label?
Yeah, if someone's interested in me,
Of course, fucking, you shooting $1 million at it?
yeah. So me and Henny hit the lab. We'll make up something beautiful. Like that's one thing I realized with this album. If I have a reason, or like I have a muse, or I have a story I want to tell, like I must tell that story.
Yeah.
But until I find like an anchor, like my process is really different. So when I make an album, especially the last 2 albums I made, like I found one song first that was like I called my anchor. Like, so this is the first song I write. This is how I know I want it.
And
I want this somewhere on the album.
That's the song you revolve your album around.
Yeah, and then so I started constructing around it, and then it became like then the intro, then this song, then that song, and we just put it all together. Like without, I think at this point in my life, if I'm not gonna feel it and I don't want it to live forever, I don't want to bother making it. It's not.
Yeah.
If someone gonna pay me to make an album, I have someone right now that wants to make an album with me. He's gonna fund it. He's gonna make it. All right, cool. I'm interested. Like, let's see what kind of vision you have. Let's see what that is. But you know, if someone wants to buy me up, but that's not my focus. I just want.
If they want to put stacks of money in my videos, shit, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
But I want me and the people I love to live forever.
Right.
That's what it comes down
Right.
to. That's where I'm at now.
So what platforms are you currently on?
I'm
as
on-
far as music goes.
This last album we put out on everything. So Spotify, even down at fucking Napster. Like I think I'm on Napster. You can fucking, it's on everything. But all these digital service distributors, they make it real easy. So it's not like a big. When someone's like, I'm on everything, it's like that's not a big fee. That's only $40.
You on Latin Beats too, right? I see that you did a boom bap smoke.
Yeah, that's when I was part of LP, and that was my last thing with LP. And
After that, that's where you guys parted ways.
yeah, shortly.
Now, LP
shortly
was a
thereafter.
group that you were in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
LP.
Yeah, it's run by Producer AI, and then they have
okay.
like Mason King, Lito Snaps. They have a lot of people on there. That's where I work with Shady Boy. So LP is kind of like a record label, click group.
Like a group.
Melting pot.
It's the click everybody was
Like a
talking
squad.
about.
It's like a
Yeah.
Cash Money millionaire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Little Cash Money thousandaires.
1,000. Them's my boys. That's my boys. But, yeah.
But si Dios quiere, you know, shit, our mission is to get MCs exposed and, you know, to get heard, man. And, you know, like we had just brought up 88 Rising, which is, you know, and should we say Asian
Yeah, it's the
record label?
Well, it's
not
it is
even a record label. It's just
It's the
Coalition?
Asia. It's like the new BET basically.
Yeah.
It's like
like Revolt.
yeah, like
Some-
Revolt. Yeah, they
And-
do everything from artists to entertain, like
And-
all kinds of entertainment.
and they're
Just
getting together and making this money, and because they understand, like,
Is there any like rappers you want to make music with? Like who's somebody like? Damn, I wish I could make music. With.
Like wish list, like famous, like
Yeah,
I like-
Tussies.
he's dope. He's dope. We're a little different. We're a little different. For that.
He's
cool,
West Side Whittier. You're East Side Whittier.
I'm like Pico Rivera kind of. But I think people that come to mind that are famous, like J. Cole, is probably someone I would want to. I remember hearing it when he came out. I was thinking, like, damn, like at least I don't. Because when I came out, I had a mission. Like I wanted to open people's eyes. I wanted to expose things. I wanted to remind people that we're human.
Right.
You know, I remind people that we're connected. When I heard J. Cole, like okay, like I don't have to be the one that says that this person carries my message. So I think people like J. Cole, I would like to work with like Mos Def or Black Thought, like these men that I look up to. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't really want to make music with someone I don't connect with. I think that's where I'm at too. And that's why I don't do a lot of collaborations. That's why I don't work with a lot of people. It's like, I think my time left is precious. And like, not
you don't
to-
want to just hoe yourself around, right?
Yeah. I just want it to mean something. I've done so
Yeah.
many songs where I'm just spitting. I like to call them like big dick verses, where it's like I sound cool, but like to me, like at the end of
it
the day,
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Like that's not something I'm gonna show someone one day. I'm gonna show them like, oh, this song means something, or this is about this, or this is that. Like that's the kind of artist I am, like, and the kind of person I've become over the last couple of years.
Do you if someone would say, "Oh, Anthem, Chicano rapper," would that bother you, or would it be like, "Well, hold on"?
Or are you like?
I would
no,
think
I'm
they're
hip-hop.
confused, but I mean, depends on who's saying it. Really, to some people, I am a Chicano rapper. I'm brown. I'm Mexican.
To anybody that's not brown and not Mexican or Latino, you are a Chicano rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's always going to get classified by the color of their skin, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, between us, I'm not a Chicano rapper.
No,
Right.
you're a conscious rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're different. And we see it differently because we're within that. I think.
Right.
But anyone has always been kind of seen me that until they listen to me. And then when they listen to me, they're like, oh, like you're an East Coast rapper. Or you're like a conscious, like you say, a conscious rapper. Like I get that. Or I used to get called an emo rapper a lot. So like,
That's
Like,
a
no, I don't
thing,
wear
emo
my hair.
rapper?
yeah,
That's a
like,
thing?
well, that's like atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, that whole rhyme sayers kind of.
I gotta
Yeah.
wear my hair to the side,
Yeah.
cover
Oh,
one eye. You can see both my eyes. Motherfucker.
Yeah. I wouldn't be offended though. Like, I guess I am Chicano, right? Like, it depends on like where.
But
how
I
far
guess
go there.
because they say Chicano rapper,
I know they look down on that.
yeah, but they consider you as like the Capones and the fucking
That's why they look down on it, because it's that gangster,
That-
that
that,
grimy
you know,
rap, that whole
homeboy
Chicano-
rap,
Chicano
homeboy
gangster,
rap, you know.
yeah.
Or you fools are like over there. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how we're looked at in everything. I mean, every walk of life, when people look at like Chicanos, Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever you want to call us, like we're kind of like the other. We're like other.
We're always going to be the other.
It's like black, white, or
Yeah.
other, and other's us.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess you could say in black hip hop, it's like you're South, you're East Coast, West Coast. I guess it's
everything's
sort of
broken down
the-
into sections, and every line, you know.
So then I shouldn't really take it to the heart.
No,
yeah, I'm a
you shouldn't.
Chicano rapper. Fuck it, then. I'm
Fuck
a
it,
Chicano rapper.
man.
Ponle, güey.
No problem, man.
Soy Chicano and I'm a rapper.
Y tomo Corona, cabrón.
Yeah, so might as well embrace it.
También.
Fuck it, huh? Si hay dinero, let's do it.
No, but I think it's changed a lot, bro. Like a lot of these Chicano rappers really don't sound like they used to.
Yeah, but everything changes.
Yeah,
And it's going to keep on
It
changing.
has to change.
Yeah.
yeah. Like
It can't stay forever.
like for example, like have you heard of Misfit Soto?
Yeah.
So like he doesn't sound like Chicano gangster. He's just rapping,
Yeah.
but he's considered Chicano rap.
Or you know what they consider Chicano rap, and maybe like not anymore, but Psycho Realm.
Yeah,
Psycho
exactly.
Realm, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Damn, yeah,
to
we
me,
didn't
that's
even
more,
bring them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to me, that's more like underground, more.
Yeah, but and probably back then they were like, we're not Chicano rap, we're we're MCs.
Yeah.
Like they were MCs, you know.
Yeah, we hip hop. You know what I mean?
I think that's a problem with people in general. They like to label things and they like to dissect things. It's just appreciate it for what it is.
But it's never going to be that.
Nah, it's never
going to be that because they're always going to look at the image, who you are. Yeah. If you're brown, you're brown. If you're black, you're black. If you're white, you're white. And if you're Asian, you're Asian.
People are dickheads.
The industry is the dickhead. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, because without them, we wouldn't be classified at who we are, right?
Yeah, but you want to be like a Cypress Hill, bro.
Yeah.
Like, break out of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But Cypress Hill always only made one type of genre music.
Stoner rap.
Yeah, stoner rap. Yeah, that's so they're
still Chicano.
But that's how they broke out of it. Yeah. They broke out of it with stoner rap because everybody could relate to stoner rap, no matter where you come from, who you are.
Oh, my name is Dr. Green.
Yeah. What's B-Real? Is B-Real Mexican?
I'll look it up right now.
I think
he's black and Mexican. I think.
No, I don't think. I think he's a pocho. Yeah, I think part Mexican, half Mexican.
No, I think his mom is Mexican and his dad's black.
Everyone's
looking at it.
Everyone's on Google right now.
Henny looking at it. Let me see my boy. What my boy?
You gonna call
him direct.
He's from Cuban descent. His mother was Cuban.
Oh, that's right, because of Melomenes, Sin Dog. They're all Cubans.
And his father's straight out of Southgate.
Yeah. Okay.
So
sounds Chicano.
Sounds like he's from LA to me.
Yeah, he's from LA. He grew up in the Chicano scene. So I mean, but it's that stoner rap. That's what broke him out of that Chicano rap, and and that's what breaks you out of Chicano rap because you're more conscious, you know. And then Chicano rap, where it's always going to be the money, drugs, and women. You know,
I talk about money, drugs, and women too, but in different contexts.
Okay.
Like, he's like, fuck,
Anthem
know what's up?
I do, but not the way you think I do.
He ain't all about this. Well, he about this too.
I dabble.
Hey, you good over there?
I'm good.
Just light it off for two.
You need another one?
God damn it, bro.
I'll take one more.
You need another one? I got you, dog.
What happened? I ain't drinking tonight.
Who's driving?
We far from home.
Hey, bro. When you're here, you gotta drink, dog.
Well, I guess
We love that you feeling the vibe, my boy.
Oh man, crazy, dude.
do I gotta catch up to you? Or what?
Oh yeah, you do, bro.
You need another one, bro? You good?
I'll take another
Anthem
one.
is
Actually, no.
He's interesting.
You want me?
This fool is one of the people who believes in me probably the most.
And that's
when it comes to
another
people.
thing. That's another thing that I feel that
let me get
that when it comes to Latinos and whatever kind of business it is, you have to have a good circle. You have to have a good camp. You have to get,
and that's where the whole like clique derives from. You need to have your camp in order before you actually
can move as a unit.
Yeah.
Move period.
Yeah.
No one can move. No one can navigate this by themselves. No
and
one.
that's exactly what answers your question earlier. Like, what is holding us back? It's our camp. Our camp is always going to hold us back because if nobody's moving,
like what's holding Anthem back?
His camp.
No.
His camp.
Right? Well, maybe
you broke off from
I can make
LP.
I can make a lot of arguments.
I'm looking at you real serious right now.
Yeah, I can make a lot of arguments. It was this or it was that, but what it comes down is me. And I've made choices. I've invested time in different directions. I listened to people who I probably shouldn't have. I put myself on the back burner. Like, I'm a team player. I self-sacrifice.
But you never broke any. I mean, you've never burned any bridges, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. No, I have burned a ton of bridges. In fact, like, I used to be really, really loved in the circuit, in the community, but eventually, I realized like that ain't love, that ain't real, and I realized the complexity when it comes to making this music. Not making music, but being part of the business part of it, the game, the rap game, or the politics, or like, you know, like, and it became something very frustrating for me. It's like one of the people, I probably shouldn't. but I will.
No, don't. Yeah.
But one person I was really close to, but then I clashed with, is because I started to see he was getting better. Dope, cool. Making more money, dope, cool. But when I see you preaching X, Y, and Z, but then 2 years later you are X, Y, and Z, then that becomes a problem, because I wonder, okay, I've seen you change. I've seen your morals change
into something.
What does that mean for us?
Yeah.
Who are you to me now? What are you? And that became something that I wasn't accustomed to and I wasn't used to. And if you want to make music, you better be used to people changing on you.
Right.
You better be used to people up and leaving. Me, I wasn't ever like that, and I never anticipated that. And that's one of the things that drew me to burning bridges, or to be calling people out, or to be angry on Facebook. Or I'm infamous for not only my Facebook rants or my exchanges in comment sections.
For your conscious rants.
It's not always that. Sometimes I was a real asshole, and I'm one of those people that can be very brutally honest and cut very deep and maybe go too far. Not maybe. I would go too far.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. But you
I
have
just
to be
like-
like that.
Or I'd always be in Facebook jail. Right now, I've been in Facebook jail for 50 days. I'm serving 2 30-day consecutive sentences.
They cut you off from Facebook for
60 days.
fuck.
Yeah, but it's cool. I don't mind.
Hey, that's crazy. You know, Mike, a co-worker of ours.
Yeah, I know, Mike. He's old,
he's
but that's because he be going off on kids, all kinds.
Yeah,
of
he's from Louisiana, so this fucking bitch, and he goes, damn, they blocked me from Facebook. I didn't even know that shit happened until he told me. I was like, what the, how bad you have to be?
I didn't know people could get blocked or banned from Facebook.
Really got to make someone complain about you.
Yeah. So, 3 key factors that'll get you banned from Facebook. What are they? 3 key factors that'll get you banned from Facebook.
Calling people bad names.
Okay. That's a given.
Threatening violence. And,
Really?
And posting offensive pictures. Those are probably
And those are the 3 that you've done or not?
I've done a lot of them. More than 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and check out ANTHM. Anthony Hernandez.
A lion named Ant.
A lion named Ant
On Instagram.
on Instagram.
You can check out all my albums on ANTHM, ANTHM.bandcamp.com. The Dawn and The Sunset are the only things I have out on all streaming platforms.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That
Check 'em
sunset.
out. Yeah.
Have you seen the cover to Sunset?
It's a sunset, dude.
That shit's pretty dope.
I took that picture outside of this fool's house.
That shit's dope.
So now you know where you can find Henny at.
Yeah, you better be ready to fucking drive, dog. But I like to think, especially with this album, I like to be, it had to be personal. Everything had to be very intimate. This is a very important story to me. So everything from I was gonna use someone's picture at first, but then I had to think it through, and then so I came up with I basically took a picture of where I had been surviving that whole time. That's really what it is.
It was Henny's house.
Yeah. Henny really, and I haven't really told him this, but
Uh-oh.
It's getting real slow.
damn, 2 Coronas and a fucking hazy.
2 Coronas in a hazy little thing.
But
it's all about.
Henny was one of the linchpins that held me together during that really difficult time. It was, I'll be honest with you, it was probably, it's gonna sound dramatic, but it was the worst point, the lowest point in my life.
That was your rock bottom.
Yeah, that was my rock bottom. I damn near died in the hospital. And then
Not from Corona, right?
No, this was before Corona. This was over a year ago. I had an infection in my leg, and I was in 2 different hospitals. I was in the hospital
get shot
for
or
a week and a half.
something?
No, just a fat. I don't know. I was diabetic.
Because he's Mexican, you gotta get shot.
I had to get shot.
Yeah.
I just had a real bad infection, and doctors couldn't understand it. One hospital was like, I don't know what the fuck you have. I've never seen this before.
Turns out you're diabetic.
No, I was already diabetic.
Oh.
Yeah, but actually, it's a super long story. But anyway, I was in the hospital, and then this fool opened a studio to me, and I wanted to write an album, but I didn't really intend to. And the first couple of songs I wrote were just to kind of keep me from going crazy, because I was in the hospital. By the time I came out of the hospital, my girlfriend had left me, and I was on bed rest for 30 days. So that's just a situation where anyone's mind will go fuck that.
Right.
So she left you because you got an infection, or?
Probably not. That's not the
Well, we'll leave it. We'll just say yes.
it's a very complicated story. But yeah, she was the love of my life, and I had to.
Yeah, she's got to be. I mean, no disrespect, she got to be a bitch, right? I mean, to leave you while you're in the hospital, bro. I mean, that hurts me, dude. Like, my voice is cracking. Like, you're in the hospital, bro, and she leaves you. What? I mean, you want to call her out?
How about to write a verse about her? Right
Yeah, you want to call her out?
I will say this: everybody in my life, or anybody I remotely tell the story to, was quick to bring her down and quick to cut her down to whatever size they feel is accurate. But I have to remind people that, like,
it's a two-way street, dude.
Yeah, and one moment doesn't define a person. One part of time doesn't. And had she been the quote-unquote bitch, or had she been something very negative, like, I never would have written an album about her. I never would have placed her on such a pedestal. I never would have done so many things. Like, as much as I want to give into, like, the ideal, like, that's so my ex and fuck her.
Love, bro. You loved her. Yeah. That's what this album's about. It's all about love.
Yeah, it's all about love. And I do love her. I do love her.
Go ahead and check out Sunset by Anthem. A lion named Ant.
Such an awkward segment.
That's how we're leaving it right now. That's how we're dropping it right now.
Peace to my beloveds. Yeah. You can turn me up the headphones a little bit. I got a problem with pain. A lot of things to explain. Sometimes it be calling me insane. Little drunk though, I might swerve. I might tell you the words, I might give you the bird, but understand that life is so absurd. We're just trying to learn, we're just trying to burn. And I go through the motions. I know what it feels like when I feel the motions, but I'm trying to be emotionless, get closer though. And every time coming through to the Poconos, just trying to fly, just trying to dive, just trying to find a way to stay alive. Yes, I am Johnny 5, every day coming through and I'm strong to survive. Hold on, let me sip my beer, let me keep it really clear, let me spit this here, yeah. Been many years, been many paths, been many things, seen many paths. Gives a fuck what they think about that. Every day we living and we never coming back to the same spot, to the same thing, to the same chains, to the same king. Understand in this land, yeah, we will reign. Gives a fuck with the drama that you do bring, still chillin'. Every day to the top billing, gives a fuck every day coming through on am willing. Go and make the master, go ahead, do it faster, make that plaster, yeah. Just trying to be breaking the mold. They tell me, dog, yeah, I can't do it's making it old, but nah, just making my soul understand to the day that I die, I'm gonna make it this road, yeah. Gonna drive down, gonna buy now. Understand, motherfucker, I'ma fly now. She told me go and do my thing, so motherfucker, here I am. Gon' give me the brain, gon' give me the chain, gon' give me the plane. Understand, A&T never been insane, nah. But I do pop pills and I snort lines, and I do run blunts in my own time. But I handle my business on mine. Gives a fuck if you got an on drive. Me, I'm gonna do it to the day I die. Understand, this is me, B.I. handled it. Every day dismantle kids. If you really wanna understand, it's Los Angeles. We don't really give a fuck about your name. Only on the spot in the block you claim. Go ahead and get your thing, buddy. You gotta choose to grow from the pain, walk the road that is paved. Even though it feels strange, you gotta go through the days when your mind needs numbing. Gotta find you something that'll flow through the rain. Catch a home for the pain, cause it stings when you stay too long.